Welcome to the webinar, on how to learn coding with no prior experience and getting hired in product-based tech companies. I think the audience over here today are pre-final and final year students, and I would like to thank our partners for this webinar. It's powered by Masai School, Eduvance, and FTPO. So quick, intro about all these three organizations. So Masai School is basically a 21st century coding school, and we upskill tech aspirants in full stack web and Android development, and with zero upfront fees and allowing students to pay only when they get a job of 5 LP and above. Uh, Short stats, that will also help you understand the impact that we have been able to create. In the last 18, 20 months of our existence, 90% of our graduates have, across 6 cohorts, have been able to, be placed at an average CTC of like 6.81 and above. And 60% of our students come from non-computer science and computer application background, which is something we are extremely proud about. Coming on Eduvance, I think we have Tashmeet here. Eduvance is a fintech company that provides educational loans starting from zero interest for students and skill seekers. I think you would have heard about Eduvance, and there would have been some level of engagement with them in the past. Third is FTPO. They're the one who helped us push this message across the colleges and the students. So thanks to them. So yeah, this is completely powered by three of us, and without taking much time, now I would jump into the format. Also invite the panelists and the moderators for today's session. First of all, I would love to invite Yogesh. Yogesh is co-founder and SVP at Masai School. He comes with almost 25 years of industry experience across training and development, sales and operations across India and overseas, and he holds a bachelor degree in business management and a postgraduate program from IIM Bangalore. Uh, Hi Yogesh, he'll be moderating the session today. Along with him, we have like two of our alumni, Kritika, who's currently a software engineer at this fintech company called InstaMojo, based in Bangalore. A quick snap of her journey: she is born in Chhattisgarh, moved to Bangalore 13 years back, did her BTech in computer science from Vishveshwaraya Technological University, and I think a very common challenge that a lot of students also face, seeing the placement opportunities, etc. She always wanted to upskill herself and do something different, and that's how she stumbled upon Masai School, and she did our program, and finally cracked an interview at InstaMojo. So hi Kritika, just
Hi everyone.
say hello. Yeah. And last not the least, but Mohammed Hassan. It's a very interesting journey of his. He's a software developer currently at ShareChat. I'm sure a lot of you guys would have used the platform at some point. It's a very popular social network in India. So Mohammed was born in Salem, and a town based in a town in Tamil Nadu. He did his BTech in mechanical engineering from a Tier 3 college called KSR College of Engineering. He joined Masai. He was one of the student of our first batch, and I think he wanted to do something different, and kind of like join our program. Fell in love with coding, and with all the efforts, it took him almost like 5 to 6 months, to crack learn coding, and as well as crack, an interview with ShareChat, and something that he's extremely proud about, and we are extremely proud about both our students, Kritika and Mohammed, because they have given their best. They have been committed to learning and earning, and I think that's something that has shown. in their trajectory and path. So uh, I'll quickly share a bit about how the next 90 minutes are gonna look like. So I'll allow Yogesh to kind of spend 5 minutes to talk about Masai School, why we are there, why do we exist, what's our mission, vision, followed by which we'll spend next 20-25 minutes doing a very interactive Q&A with Kritika and Hassan, where we'll try to deep dive into their journey of learning coding and how they manage to crack interviews into product-based companies here in India. So that would be another 25 minutes, and we'll keep the last 30 minutes for Q&A. So I hope you can see an option, the Q&A button there. Please start putting across questions as we move forward. And in the last 30 minutes, we'll ensure we take each and every question and address them. Uh, Ground rules, I think not much, because it's a webinar. There's don't try to be there till the end of the session, and kind of, if you have any questions, just use the Q&A option to put it across. We are sure our team will be able to collate and take it, all of them at the end. We'll share some more interesting pieces as we move forward. Keep a check on our chat option. We'll run small polls. We'll share more data in terms of how you can engage with us, etc. So yeah, without wasting much time, I'll let Yogesh take it forward from here.
Yes, thank you, Bharat, and good morning to all of you. Wonderful to connect with 100 plus aspiring developers on a weekend, on a Saturday at 11 o'clock. My name is Yogesh. I'm part of the founding team at Masai. I would like to start with two beautiful words, and those two words are thank you. I want to thank you for showing interest in attending this session. I want to thank you for registering. You have done the first step towards progression. As they say, intention don't produce results, action produces results. You have taken the action of attending this session to understand what is in it for you all. So it's wonderful connecting with all of you. So as Bharat shared with you, Masai School is a 21st century coding school. Now, why did we start this school? Just to give you some numbers, every year there are 1.5 million engineers coming out of our country, 8.5 million graduates across BA, BCom, BSc, MBA, MTech, MCA, and so forth. That is 10 million people. On one side, every year that they're coming in, less than a million are getting a job. Let's say out of the 10 million, 5 million are doing graduation for the society pressure or just to get into family business. What happened to the balance 4 million? How do they get meaningfully employed? Now, we saw there is a huge, on the other side, the industry is go and talk to any industry. They're saying that the talent is not available, the skills are not available. Now, Masai said that let's bridge this gap. Let's bridge the skill gap and let them make this people who are aspiring to start their career, increase their employability quotient. So Masai School is a skill building school. We are an outcome driven school. Our focus is to build your skill holistically. What do you mean by holistically? Skill is at Masai School, apart from technical skill, whether it is a front end or a back end, data structures algorithm or Android, currently what we offer. We also invest a good amount of time to build your communication skills, soft skills, close to 100 hours that we invest. And we also invest 100 hours in data structures and career preparation. All this to make you a competent developer. If you go back to the industry, they are not just looking for tech skills. They say, I need a competent programmer. What does competent mean? Competence means knowledge, skill, and behavior. So if you don't demonstrate this, all three at the time of interview, you're unlikely to be hired. So at Masai School, we focus on this. The second element is Masai is also very diverse and inclusive. Our thesis is anyone can learn to code. Doesn't matter what branch you're from. You could be from mechanical, you could be from civil, electronics, diploma holder, BA, BCom, BSc, it doesn't matter. As long you have the basic clay, that is math and logic, but more so important is your motivation to learn and earn. You're welcome to be part of this journey. And we have seen that people from diverse background have made it into Masai School. The another thesis that we believe in and we have seen it successful is efforts. whoever joins Masai School, we demand efforts. Efforts in the right quantity, in the right quality, and in the right direction produces results. Today, what we have in front of us, Kritika and Hassan, are the testimony to this. Hassan is from non-tech background. He's a mechanical engineer working for Ashok Leyland, but there was a burning desire in him to be a coder. He told, I remember when he came over to Masai at the interview stage, he said that I developed some app for my placement team. I was part of that app and I wanted to get into software, but unfortunately I was from mechanical background, they didn't allow me to sit for placement. But the desire, that passion pushed him, and led him to Masai School. And he was a very hardworking student, and today he's bearing the success of his journey. Kritika, extremely disciplined, dedicated, though from computer science background, she realized that she doesn't have the requisite skill very early. And she said that she wants to invest 6 months of her time to skill up so that she can become a competent programmer. Today, she is in that journey. So let's start the process of interacting with our two students, both Kritika and Hassan. Just to give you the background for the rest of you, Hassan is from the first batch. So we started in June 2019. So far, 7 batches have graduated, 6 batches are ongoing, and 3 batches are starting in April. Hassan is in the June batch, graduated in December. Kritika is much later. She joined, but she graduated a couple of months back. So there would be a little variation in the way the journey has been because we are continuously tweaking it. So let's start with interacting with Hassan and Kritika. So what I would do is I would ask some questions to Hassan and Kritika. You can take turns to answer it. And once these things are answered, we will go to the Q&A session, and we will answer every aspect in terms of admissions, placements, income share agreement, whatever that you need to do, we will clarify that out to you. So let's start. I would like to start with Hassan. Hassan, would you like to share a little more about your education, please? Where you started, right from your schooling to college, please?
Yes, thanks for introducing me. Really glad to be here. And yes, myself Muhammad Hassan. I am from Salem, Tamil Nadu here, and I am B graduate. I did my mechanical engineering degree in ASR College of Engineering at Tirking Road, and after that, now I am working.
Okay, Kritika, more about you in terms of education background.
So 13 years back, I shifted to Bangalore, and my entire schooling is of Kendriya Vidyalaya. So I've completed till my 12th standard in Kendriya Vidyalaya, and then I got a college placement via CET in one of the Vishweshwarya Technological University, and I've done my BTech in Computer Science and Engineering. And after that, I landed to Masai School.
Okay. So Hassan, what triggered your interest in coding? You mentioned that you are a mechanical engineer. So what triggered your interest in coding, if you can help us?
Yeah, yes, actually, in initial stages, I was just exploring the field. I wasn't eager about coding at all. And once I explored that coding has this kind of a potential. And as I said, we built an app for hiring. It was named as hiring equation. We were 4-member team. We just planned to bridge the same the interview gap, but that triggered my interest over to coding. Then again, I just explored about my high school over there, and from there I just landed over there.
Hassan, tell me a little more bit after you finished your engineering. I understand that you worked, right? Then how did you, but that field was not related to coding. So how did you keep this interest going?
Yeah, first of all, I just started working in Ashok Leyland, but there I didn't feel the satisfaction would work because the 24 hours of keep on doing something, not learning anything new, and there is also much that could be done by anyone. But I need some kind of job, just some kind of challenge in daily, and every day it should be some the new things to be learned. That I found in coding.
That's
That's
very
the
interesting. So you are saying that when you start coding, every day you get new challenges.
exactly. Yes.
Okay, interesting, interesting. So Kritika, what triggered your interest in coding?
So when I was doing my internship and my final year projects, we actually, that was the thing which I actually made it with my own. So at that time, I developed the interest in how when I click or when I trigger a button, how a form is being filled or an email is being sent. So that was the time when I actually realized my 2 lines of code can actually bring a lot of change on the website. So that was my chance that, okay, I don't know a lot of things, but with my 2 line of codes, at least I'm able to build something of it.
Okay, so Hassan, since you had that burning desire to join getting into software, why didn't you apply for coding jobs as you were trying to learn working in Ashok Leyland?
Yeah, actually, initial stages, I tried to apply for internships, but I knew there is some lag inside myself that I couldn't satisfy that unless some guidance is from upper hand. I need some of the guidance. It was in a very initial stage, right? So that I just explored many of the other fields too. And only Masai school suits my criteria of solving my problem.
So just a follow-up question to that, Hassan. Since that was the first batch that we started, before that Masai didn't exist at all. So why did you decide to join Masai School?
Because of the no upfront fees initially. Because I'm kind of person I just want to explore some of the industry which suits me, and there everything where over in the market was highly paid. I don't have any belief either it suits me or not unless I have a passion for it or not. With that, without any clarity, I couldn't pay off any huge amount in initial. Also, I'm financially little bit backward also in our family.
Okay.
So Masai School laid that opportunity to me.
Okay, nice. So Kritika, why did you choose to decide to join Masai School?
So when the time I graduated from my college, that was in 2019, I had a couple of months, like 6 months I had. So I was uplifting my skills using Udemy, like reading some of the blogs or something. So I came across the course of Java and the various things which could be required in the company. But then it was the time when lockdown started, and I also gave an e-litmus paper, and I could not clear that paper according to which the percentages it was required. So to be honest, I took a chance with Masai School. I just thought it's gonna be same as Udemy courses or other online courses. But then when I actually started doing it, I was like, it seemed out to be back in the school again. It was not like they don't leave you on your own. They teach you. So they take a lot of things in their plate and they teach you actually there. So it's just that don't judge a book by its cover. You actually need to read that book. So that is when I
One question I
decided.
have with you, Kritika, is how did you convince your family? Because after your computer science 4 years, if you go back and tell them that I'm going to invest another 7 months to learn further computer science coding skill, what was their initial reaction?
My family, since I had taken the decision to join the Masai school, I was not that sure that I'm gonna complete this. I was like, because it was exhaustive. It was when it was told that it is gonna be 9 to 9 of 6 days. I literally thought that I'm not able to do this, but my family had that 100% assurity that you are gonna do this in all your terms. So
Okay.
whatever is gonna come, you will crack it. So they had no issues. They wanted, because I wanted to pay when I'm on, and I don't wanted to take money from the family just to pay my loans or just to pay anything for my coding. So that is where they had the full support. So it says that
Hassan,
family
in
knows the
your case, it
best.
was even more interesting. You were already working and earning. Here, you had to stop working and then come and start learning and then to start working in a new domain. How did you convince your family?
But initially, it was very hard. My father wasn't convinced. During that time, that was the only my salary, family's income. Uh, I just said him that I could do it because I have experience in learning something new, and I am very curious about it. And if you give me just 6 months of time, sure I will make you believe that I can do something. That
Okay.
it was very hard initially. Then I talked to actually Pratik. Then he also said, if you want, let me talk to your parents. But then my father got convinced. That, yeah, go
That's
and try.
really commendable, Hassan. I believe I appreciate the courage in you when, in spite of the family situation and not support from the family, you had that courage and self-belief that you can learn. I really commend, and I'm very happy because of that courage that you demonstrated today. You are in a different level altogether, and God willing that you will be at a even further progress in your career. Now let's move
Thank
from
you.
how you got into Masai School. I want to know how has been your journey at Masai School. I would like to start with Kritika, and then I will reverse then to Hassan. Kritika, can you share your journey at Masai School?
Yeah. So it was 9 to 9, 6 days of session, and it was very exhaustive at the beginning. But however, if you just practice like every day, if the same routine is gonna be there, so you actually commit yourself. And then you have mentors in Masai school, they actually don't leave you. You have to do what is required. So I inculcated the habit of discipline, and that was the turning point when I actually realized that this is something serious and I need to focus it. So there were some good days where I was able to do DSA, and there were some bad days where I'm not able to understand anything. But then it was just hours and hours of focused learning to understand the concepts.
Okay. Hassan, how about your journey in Masai School?
Yeah, initially, I thought everything which I already learned from the tutorials in YouTube and other media over there. So it's same kind of. I thought why I'm spending some extra time over here, and I thought of I initially I'm wasting my time. Then day by day, the new things popped up, and as Nikita mentioned, that disciplines are very most important key here at Masai School. That made me, if something has been committed, that should be done on the time. And if any project has been taken care of, it should be done on the time. On the time, it was very lag initially days for me. And then I cope up with it. I just spend time with mentors and just I learned why it is very much important. And then day by day, it has been improved.
Nice,
That's the
nice. Kritika, what all did you learn in Masai School?
So, like since it's a coding school, so obviously I learned a lot of coding languages, React, Redux, JavaScript, basics of everything. Apart from that, we had skillathon sessions. So how we need to speak, or the soft skill sessions, how we need to communicate. Then apart from that, I learned the early to rise concept again, because I had a lot of lag between my college and when I joined Masai school. So I was again into the cycle of getting up at 11 o'clock and sleeping at 2 o'clock or something. But then I started the early to rise concept again, because we used to have at 9, we used to have Scrum. So again, getting up at 8 o'clock and ready, have your breakfast, sit there, and throughout the day, you need to attend that. So discipline was one more thing I learned there. And then punctuality to attend the classes. 5 minutes early, we used to come in the Zoom session, and we used to just sit and wait for other people to join.
Nice. Hassan, just follow up to that question. Which was your favorite subject that, or a tech stack while learning at Masai School?
regarding to tech stack, right?
Yeah, in the entire FSD course that you did, which was your favorite pick where you learned the maximum?
Yeah, it was the Node.js the tech which actually our mentor Nupul had taught me. And it was very curious initially because I wasn't knowing that server could also be run in your personal system. So I just thought there could be a big pile of some data storage data, and there the server would be running. Look, I just get amazed that my local system too can run a server.
Okay. So let's move on from your learning to getting ready for the placement. So I have two questions here. One is, how did you prepare for the placement, and how was your interview experience? Kritika, you can take it first.
Okay. So preparation for placement. So Masai gives you a lot of time for placement preparation. They give you more than 2 weeks of revision. And if you require, they can give you more and more. So as the companies come, you have the time to revisit the concept. They give you resources for the revision. They give you quizzes, the daily, day to day, so that you don't stop coding. So they give you day to day assignments also. So it was pretty good, and it was just that many concepts I got to understand at the time when I was actually revising, because you revisit the topic again and again, and you have the time. If you have not understood, you can watch some videos to get into the loop.
And how many interviews you had to give?
I had given some more than 18 interviews, including the second and third round.
Okay.
But it was just that some of the interviews I was not able to clear when I was going to the fourth round. Also, I was not able to clear them. It was just I exactly don't know why I was not able to clear, but I used to get the feedback like maybe the person who was with you has done their own best, so
Okay.
maybe that's why he is selected and not you are selected. So it was constant support.
Okay. Hassan, how about you getting ready for placement and the interview experience?
Yeah, in Masai school, every day they are in the view of the company, they are training us. So it was much easier regarding the data structures, which was the initial first round of every company, most of the companies. And after that, regarding the mock interviews, mentors, trainers, sometimes we were more overconfident, and sometimes mentors used to mock us that this kind of overconfidence will show you arrogance to the interviewer. But there is a huge kind of learning, intellectually and ethically, and the manners, and how the position we sit, and how the position we talk, and everything. Every manners human should know, like irrespective of interview, even how a person to speak to a person. So this kind of ethical, every such thing has been taught in Masai, so that it was very to get into an interview and talk to an interviewer. It was a very different kind of experience over there, and it was very good for me also. Having such kind of mentors is very helpful.
How many interviews you gave totally?
6 interviews I have. I have
Okay.
cracked in two of them.
Okay, you got two offer letters. Okay, very nice, very nice. So I think you give me your background, both of you. You also told what made you to join Masai School, your journey in Masai School. What did you learn? How did you prepare for the during the placement and interview? Now, almost we are coming to end of this fire chat, but I have three more questions. Uh, I'm sure today we have close to 100 plus students here. If someone wants to become a software developer, what are the top three advices you would like to give them? I would like to start with Hassan. Can you give me top three advice if somebody aspires to be a software developer?
First is patience, and the second is curious, and third is never giving up.
Acha, very nice. Patience, curious, and never give up. Kritika, what are the top three advice you would like to give if somebody wants to be a software developer?
I would say uplift your skills. You can on the same loop again and again, and curiosity in why you're learning or what you're learning, and then ability to actually you can do it.
Thank you, Kritika. Now, many things are learned in schools, colleges, and in the coding boot camp, and the work is somewhat a little different, right? When you go there on a day-to-day basis, what are the tech stack do you use, Hassan, currently in Share Chat?
Yes, currently in Share it was initially a different tech stack. Completely, it was different. I started to work with Vue, which hasn't been taught at Masai, but it was really helped. The training which I got from Masai helped me learn the new framework, and I just learned that in 3 days, 3 to 4 days, and I just started working in that stack in initial days, and then later on we moved on to React also, and a few of our website has been built in React too. Then from there we just moved to Swell, and from there also I have worked with Node.js, got few projects over the backend too, and from there I just moved to GraphQL also,
Okay.
that kind of a thing. And then I'm just exploring. We are exploring some kind of new frameworks also, like LM and other kind of few frameworks also we are exploring right now.
Nice. How about you, Kritika? What are the tech stacks that you're working on?
So I'm working on the same tech stacks what is being used. That is React, Redux. They're using the same thing. Apart from that, they have this like in backend side, which I'm not evolved into backend side, but they are using Python, which I haven't learned yet, and Django, Flask, all of the things. So it's more like a lot of tech stacks has been used in my company.
Okay, one last question. How important is soft skills, communication skills for a developer at his job?
Okay, so it's quite important because if you know things and you're not able to convey your thoughts to the people, then it's no point of you having the things. So soft skills, one of the best thing in soft skill is the good communication. So you should be precisely able to express your thoughts to the people, and then proper amount of confidence is required. You're able to work in the team, even if your team is like on a holiday or something, you're able to work alone. So all these things comes in soft skills. It is required.
Hassan, your take?
I quote here, it is very, very important because we people know tech and we people work in kind of a tech which other people most minorly understand. So we used to get tasks from our product managers and our community team and these people from marketing team. These people, we should be communicating them properly that what is the exact time, what are the work involved, everything. And if it is in communicated, but they expect something else and we do something else, there would be a huge comfort from there. So I consider soft skills very important skill to be known to a developer.
Okay, last question, Hassan. It's been a year. I know that you're working in ShareChat. How has been the experience? And if you can tell me how big is the tech team in ShareChat?
Yeah, no, it's actually tremendously grown now. Now even our product has been expanded to mods also, and our tech people are also taking care of the mods and both ShareChat and mods. And currently, our tech team grown to nearly 300 to 400 people right now.
400 people. Very
Yeah, including Android, backend, frontend, DS, every tech we have involved right now, and it has
sure.
been grown tremendously. From the day I joined, just there were only 100, yeah, 80 people were there, and right now it has grown a lot.
Kritika, what about you?
So it's been couple of months that I've joined. So I don't know the entire team yet because I have joined virtually. But my team, like we have in the developer section, we have 5 teams, and each 5 teams have like 10 to 11 people, both front end and back end developers are there in that. And then we have another QA team, testing team is different, and design team is different. So maybe it's gonna be somewhere around 120 plus people will be there.
Okay, got it. I think, first of all, thank you, Kritika and Hassan, for sharing your experience, journey, and why behind learning. It was wonderful to know that. And I'm sure many of the aspiring developers who are attending this session this morning have got some of the queries answered. Can I take this also the opportunity to tell them if they have any further queries? Specifically, they can reach you out on your LinkedIn, and you would be able to help them out.
Sure.
Thank you so much. So Bharat, we can open up the Q&A, and if you can pop up those questions to us, we would be able to answer those questions.
Sure. Thanks, Yogesh. Thanks, Kritika and Hassan. I think it was quite engaging. A lot of informative points, which rightly said Yogesh, students would, take back and and it would help in their journey. So yeah, I think we have a bunch of questions. I would request everyone who is attending this session to just start putting your questions in the Q&A option. We'll kind of like take it up on the go. So I think Shaila Jadhav, she is asking like how to join Masai School and what's the condition for that. So I think
let me take that question, Bharat. To join Masai School is very simple. As you know, we have two options for you, a full-time and a part-time. For a part-time, you must be either in the final year student or a pre-final year student. Any stream is okay. Computer science, non-computer science, BA, BCom, BSc, any stream that you are from. Just visit our website, complete the registration formalities, name, email ID, telephone number. You have to take the MSAT. MSAT is basically inside school application where you are asked for math and logic. You also have practice session there. You have 2 attempts to clear it. Once you clear that, you will come over for the interview. The interview, we want to understand your motivation to learn tech and learn immediately. Once you are done, that you are in the course. We have a part-time course starting on April 26th. That is a month from now. And if you are already graduated or in the 8th semester and you can dedicate full time, then you can try the full-time course. But currently, I understand from Bharat that most of you are in final year or pre-final year. You can look at a part-time course, which is for a 52-week. There is no registration fee. There is no testing fee. There is no upfront fee, not even a rupee. So you complete the course only when you get 5 LP and above, you pay. That's how the entire admission process is all about.
Yeah, thanks, Yogesh. Yeah, so Yogesh, there's another Yogesh who's asking about the fees of Masai School.
Okay, sure. So as you know that we are an outcome-driven school, zero upfront fee. You pay only when you get hired. That is why we call transformation in education. Right from the school, from nursery where you have studied, people take fees from you, right? They take fee for application, they take fee for registration, they take semester fee, exam fee, and it goes on. At the end, you get a certificate. We don't believe in that. What we say is you do not pay anything upfront and you pay us only when you get hired. That is only when you earn 5 LPA and above, you pay 15% of your salary. Suppose you earn 5 lakh rupees, you pay 15%, that is 7,500 rupees every month for 3 years. So maximum payable is 3 lakh rupees. In the event if your salary is higher, you will finish it even for faster. That's how it works. I think you have launched a poll here. We will wait a moment and let's complete that.
Yes, which I think we are already getting responses. So people, I think whoever is saying yes, I'll just share a couple of links for you guys to join our Telegram group, which is a small community, for you to come and understand more about us, as well as an opportunity to interact with our team members and seek help and understand more about our model. So I'll be sharing those links. Yes, so I think we have got maximum responses, Yogesh. So we'll move to the next set of questions. Yeah. Is there any trial for Masai School?
Oh yes, there are. In terms of test trial, it is available. If you want to really try Masai School, yes, we will get an update on that. We are planning to do a one-day coding camp for people with non-coding background, just to understand what is coding is all about, how Masai School sessions are run. The details will be shared in the Telegram group. We are planning to do this in the first week of April. The exact date, exact formalities and modalities to register will be shared in the Telegram group. So please register. It is a great opportunity for anyone to attend our one-day trial, wherein which you come there and you see how do you learn coding. At the end of the day, you will have built something. That is what we promise. And that will trigger the curiosity and excitement. It could be many more Hassans coming out there. Hassan's curiosity was triggered off. He was part of the placement app. You never know. So we want to build a same way, so we believe all of us can learn together.
Great. Thanks, Yogesh. I think we've got the polls and it looks quite promising. And yes, moving to the next set of questions. Saw a campus ambassador role on LinkedIn. What is this about? Yogesh, you want me to?
No, Bharat, I think you should take it. You're leading that initiative.
Yes. People, I think we are trying to build communities in campuses. Primarily keeping our part-time program in focus. We want, as Yogesh mentioned, more and more, stories like Hasan and Kritika. This is one step towards that. And we want to, have campus ambassadors who can join us in this mission and help spread the word about Masai in their campus, and also help their peers upskill and become a part of this transformation and journey. So I'll share details about the campus ambassador and how students could apply shortly in the chat option. And I would love if anyone is interested in looking to volunteer to become an ambassador. You can just apply, and then I can get on a call with you, and and we can take that forward. There's interesting rewards, etc. So I'm sure it would be a very enriching experience for any student who is gonna join us as an ambassador. Yes. Moving to the next question, ambassador. Can working professional join the Masai school?
Yes,
This is
very
a question
much.
from Shubham.
A part-time program is open. If you're in the age group below 28, you can join our course, and same process. You must be a working professional. It doesn't matter what domain you are from, and go through the admission process, and you can do this course. And our part-time program is very flexible in terms of two options: evening 7 to 10, or from 9 to midnight, Monday to Thursday. And you can choose either a Saturday or a Sunday between 11 to 2. So 52 weeks, commitment of 5 days a week, either 7 to 10 or 9 to midnight. And you can become a full stack web developer, and keeping learning front end, back end, and data structures, along with required soft skills and
Great. Thanks, Yogesh. There's another question. I think this is something Hassan and Kritika can take. Hello, everyone. I'm studying BTech mechanical, and I have no knowledge of coding, and also have no soft skills. Can I learn coding and soft skills with Masai? How much time to learn? I think very relevant for Hassan.
Hassan is from MEC. Go ahead, Mark.
Yes, it's the coding is a kind of stuff that anyone can learn with patience. Right? It doesn't fall under the category whether a mechanical student can learn or any other guys from without any clear knowledge of it. The main key to learn coding is patience, and second one is never give up. There could be a problem, there could be a struggle, there could be the situation that you couldn't able to solve the problem at all. But be patient and never keep on working. You will get it. That's actually my key. I'm sure you will work on it.
Yes, just to give you one additional input here, let me 75% of students at Masai School are not from computer science background. 40% of the students are non-BTech. So it proves that anyone can learn to code, but you must have the basic element of math and logic, high school mathematics, and you're already a mechanical engineer. You'll be able to learn, not an issue. Back to you, Bharat.
Yeah, thanks, Mohammed and Yogesh. My question is for Mohammed, sir. Who is your role model in the world of tech? Hassan, I think.
Mine is Elon Musk. In fact, he was today.
Sorry?
Hassan is to follow Elon Musk, and
Musk.
especially we did a session in soft skills called the critical thinking, called the first principles thinking, and Elon Musk is the one who popularized it. And I remember Hassan went so deeper into it, and he wanted to get more input of Elon Musk. He could follow Elon Musk on Twitter. Elon Musk, he had everywhere in his comparison. Yes, good to have a role model. It could be a tech stack, it could be a person, it could be a company, because it inspires you. It inspires every one of us needs inspiration. Good to follow such people, and that helps. That helps.
Yeah, I think I would also like to ask Kritika, now that she's in the world of tech, who is your role model, Kritika?
I would say Sundar Pichai because I always wanted to be in a company of Google. So after InstaMojo, I can at least opt for Google now.
Nice. So,
Got
so
it.
it can be a company. Yes, Google. Why not? Yeah, you can always have inspiration, helps you. You follow them very closely. You learn.
Great. Yes, moving on to the next. There's a question from Vishal. How difficult is it for a mechanical student to code or learn from scratch or to continue doing that?
I think Bharat, just that was answered by Hassan. The previous student was also mechanical. So as Hassan
Okay.
said,
Yeah.
it's not difficult at all. Anyone can learn to code as long you are. I've seen so many students. Let me take this question because I'll give you with some numbers. We have analyzed over the last 13 batches as students come from various backgrounds. If you have to be successful in Masai school, if you're non from coding background, there are four fundamental things that you must have. First of all, as Hassan said, you must be passionate to be a coder because the passion is a burning fuel that will keep going you forward. The second important thing is you must have a clear purpose why you want to learn coding. Maybe it could be to learn, be in software industry, or to get that tech job, or to work for that company, or to earn that kind of a salary and a career. Third important is efforts. As long you're willing to put in efforts, you will do it. The fourth important element is your grit, ability to persevere and bounce back in case of failure. I've seen Hassan, I've seen Kritika. At Masai School, you have a periodic evaluation done, and some of them will not get through. They may have to repeat that module. But their ability to bounce back, you will have some good days, you will have some bad days. That is very important. As long as you have these four elements and the basic play of math and logic, you'll be able to do it. Back to you, Bharat.
Got it. Got it. Thanks, Yogesh. Vaishnavi has a question: is the teaching online or offline? I think Yogesh, you can talk about the whole
Sure.
program and how.
We are an online coding school. All classes are delivered using the Zoom platform. Uh, these are live lectures, and we have all our team available for your support. If you are a part-time program, you will have the support during that period. We will be working on Slack and Zoom are the two primarily that we use. In the event when you are doing the assignment, if you are unable to move forward, you need help, you just raise this question on the Slack, and you also interact with instructional associate on a daily basis to clarify your doubts and move forward. So it is an online coding school, and that's the best thing. I'll tell you the difference between Hassan and Kritika. When we started, it was a campus, and come COVID, we went online, and Kritika was completely online. I think Kritika would be able to add her own experience. Kritika, how uh, what was your thought process when they said that you have to learn online, and how has been your experience?
I literally thought if it's online, then I can study when I want to, or it's just gonna be the lectures I can watch whenever I want to. But it doesn't happen that way. You need to attend the at 9 you'll be having a scrum. That is your schedule. They'll be telling you the schedule for the entire day. So at 9, after attending the scrum, you'll on the platform itself, you'll get what and all you're supposed to do in the entire day. You'll be having assignments to complete, and a DSA on, like, we have the OJ platform, which is like of Masai now. So you have the context live going on in that. So it's no longer, it doesn't matter it's offline or online. It's just you have to learn. So you have to sit and you have to learn.
Yeah, just to add what Kritika said, I'll give you an insight. We did the study. Student who learned online, their placement percentage is higher, their salaries are also higher. The reason is today it is largely tech is work from home. If you mastered the art and science of learning from home, you can work from home much easier. And when you go for an interview and you tell that I have learned full stack online, and you would be able to communicate freely on the whatever the platform it is, you're able to do a remote work and a remote collaboration. Companies can see this trait in you, And vis-a-vis other set of students who are learning it in the campus and they are coming, they would take 3 to 6 months to adapt to online working environment. So first and foremost, you need to have that paradigm shift and break that myth that you can't learn online. In fact, if you build the skill, you can learn so many things. So we have the enough platform. It is an interactive platform. Live sessions are there. Coaching is live, so you'll be able to learn it.
Great. Moving on to the next question, Yogesh. I think Vishal is asking when the new batch will start. Guys, I'm dropping an
April 26th.
update.
Yeah.
I'm dropping an update on the chat.
Yeah.
And you guys can apply, whoever is interested. Next question is from, it's an anonymous person. Do we get recorded lectures to attend if for any reason they're not able to attend 1 or 2 classes?
Yes, you
Yogesh.
get access to recording lectures, but keep in mind, Masai School insists on 90% attendance because these are skill building courses, right? It is not lecture where you do an MCQ at the end of the day and you don't believe in certificate. It's a skill building course. You need to build something. So most important is the live lectures, live sessions, live interaction. So make sure that you are able to dedicate that slot. That is why we are giving you 7 to 10 or 9 to 12. In the event, if you miss 1 or 2 classes, you can catch up by watching a recorded video, but we don't recommend this to only record it.
Got it. Yep. Moving on to the next question. Shaila is asking, I am BTech Computer Science, currently know 2 to 3 coding languages. Can you suggest some more languages or what are the languages students should be learning?
Yeah, Shaila, what we do at Masai School is not a language, right? We make you a full stack web developer, full stack Android developer. Now, in a full stack developer, we are taking MERN stack because that is the most in demand. So we don't teach a language, we teach you a complete package, front end, back end, and data structures. Now, if you ask me specific language, I would leave that interest in you and you can pursue any language which is there because as you know, all tech languages are in demand. But at Masai School, we give you a package, full stack web developer, full stack Android developer. Back to you, Ben.
Got it. Yeah. Yes, there are a couple of questions in chat. Do we have courses on cybersecurity and data science?
Not yet. We'll be launching some new courses in the second half of this year. We would like to tell you that the courses that we're going to launch are the ones which will help you to build skills and get jobs. Those set of courses are coming up, but currently we have these 2 courses.
Sure. Jayesh has a question. I think Hassan or Kritika could take this up. I learned Python theoretically very well, but when I start coding, I'm unable to code and also lack on certain methodologies, etc., like building functions and stuff. So, yeah, I think theoretical to doing it, coding regularly is something Jayesh is struggling with. Any inputs, Hassan, Kritika, or Yogesh? Anyone can
Kritika can take it because she would have done the computer science 4 years, then just seen the difference here. Kritika, if you can give you.
Yeah, so in computer science, when I was doing my engineering, I had a lot of coding languages like Java, C, C++. And theoretically, I was able to clear the exams also. But when it actually comes, when you have to code and make something, I'm unable to do it. So it's more like you need theoretical part to understand the concept, but until unless you don't practice by making some projects out of it or any small assignment out of it, you are actually not learning that particular language. You just have to code. Whatever is there, you need to code.
Yeah, it is like cooking. I may watch Sanjeev Kapoor, Khana Khazana or 10 episodes, but I have been asked to go to the kitchen and make, I'll not be able to. Right? Knowing is not doing when it comes to any skill. Coding is the skill. You can't learn a swimming by reading a book. Right? You must get into the water, things come. water, and only then you learn. So that is the biggest flaw in our current education system, the emphasis of knowledge. Knowledge has to be applied and it becomes a skill. And skill building requires deliberate practice. And that is what Masai School is.
Jayesh, as a follow-up question, so how I build my logic and coding? I don't really understand if this question
Come
makes
again,
sense,
Bharat?
but
Can you repeat that question?
he says how do I build my logic in coding?
Hassan, you want to take that?
Yes, building logic is first of all you should understand what is the problem. Once you come to understand what's the problem and what's the requirement, and then you develop your own logic. How you could be doing it by brute forcing it. So initially, then you could learn the smartest. That's good, the right way to take.
Got it. So you're saying, Hassan, the root of is problem solving, understanding the problem, then breaking it down and apply one of the methods to build upon it. Okay, interesting. Yep.
Thanks, Hassan. Pratik has a question: how the placement happens after completing, the
Absolutely.
program?
Just to give you a background, there are two ways in which you can get an offer. First and most popular method is through our placement cell. We have a very active placement cell. We are partnered with more than 300 companies. Whenever a batch is graduating, we share your portfolios and resume with them, and they will shortlist your portfolio resume. And typically, you go through a technical round, technical interview, behavioral round, and final offer negotiation. That is how it happens, and we keep adding more and more companies. But having said that, the very fact that you have updated your LinkedIn and your file, a lot of inbound interest also our students are getting. Where when you put that aspiring full stack developer in high school, many people will reach out to you, and once you complete the course, proactively also you can look for. That's how it.
Thanks, Yogesh. Moving on to the last set of questions, there's an anonymous person asking, what if after their BTech and also parallelly doing the part-time program, they choose to go for masters, at the end of the program?
Okay, see, I got that question. See, one important aspect in Masai School you need to understand two things. This course, Masai School, is for those set of people who want to skill up and get job. Now, that is why we are saying don't pay us anything upfront. You invest your time to get skilled. But one of the conditions is you must sit for placement after the course. If you are planning to do your master's, don't do this course. If you're planning to take up government job, don't do this course. If you're planning to take up write UPSC exam, you want to do some state service exam, don't take up this course. This company, this school is to solve two problems. So many people are coming out of the college ecosystem. They don't have requisite skill to get the job. Now that is what we are trying to solve. So if you are a person who are interested to start a career in tech and you don't have a skill and you want to get employed immediately after this course, you're welcome. Because one of the conditions of income share agreement is you must sit for a placement after the course. That is why we are not taking second year student. Why? Because you will not be ready. Right? So you have to understand this. So if you want to pursue your MTech, don't do this. Good luck. Go ahead and pursue your MTech, or you want to sit for government exams, UPSC. There are different paths.
Thanks, Yogesh. Moving on to the next one. Are we going to get placed on MERN stack only or any other different languages? I think he's asking it's only MERN stack or there some other languages people will be getting.
It's like this. Even the companies understand you have learned a MERN stack, but some companies might have a different stack. Like for example, Hassan. He learned a MERN stack, but ShareChat was on U. So what you learn is logical thinking, problem solving, and you will know a language. And then you can quickly learn a tech stack in that company also. There are possibilities that you can work on something different depending on the company. That's okay.
Great. I think we have last two questions. I think people want to know about the fee structure. So if Yogesh, you can
I'll
reiterate at the
explain.
end.
I'll explain again.
Yeah, I think that would be helpful.
Sure. See, what are we saying? Zero upfront fee. We mean zero, it is zero. You don't pay if you're doing a part-time course till 52nd week. Never you would have heard, never you would have done this before. Now, once you complete the course, you get a job of 5 LPA CTC, cost to company, right? That is equivalent to 41,666 rupees per month. You pay 15% of that salary, which is 7,400 rupees for 36 months. So you can keep this in mind. If you get a job of 5 LPA and above, you pay around 7,500 rupees per month as a fee for 36 months. If you get a higher job, you will pay a little higher amount, but the tenure will be shorter. So maximum fee that you will pay is 3 lakh rupees over 3 years. That is how the entire calculation is done. And very simple, very transparent. I would request you to go to our website. There is an income share agreement calculator. You can drag and drop and see a salary, what is the amount to be paid.
Great. I think I hope everyone, the fee structure piece was clear. If not, join the Telegram group.
Yes.
You'll be able to interact with the team, and we can do one-on-one calls and kind of like guide you through the whole structure and the piece at Masai. I think we have one last question. What is the average package placement and the best package placement till date?
Absolutely. So as you know that our income share agreement starts at 5 LPA. In the last 7 batches, our average placement is 6.9. And the highest has been 22. So there are many students who get placed around 10, 12, 8. But overall, it is 6.95 is the average placement. Highest has been 22.
Great. One last, there are questions coming. Do we also cover the aptitude part? Because that's something which is needed during the interview rounds. This is from Irish Khan.
Yeah. Irish, unlike the way they come and hire students in college, it is largely tested on aptitude. But when they come to Masai School, they give you an assignment and you need to solve that assignment. We haven't come across a company that is test aptitude. They straight away test your skill. When they come to college, they test aptitude because the skill is not built in college. That is why they go behind aptitude. A follow-up question to that, there is one more person who is asking, what happens if after the course, if you don't get a job? Now, after the course, placement, in the event you don't get a tech job for 1 year after graduating from the income share agreement. Let me repeat. After graduating, let's say you start the course in April, May, June, July, the next April 2022 will complete the course, right? And for 1 year, you don't get a tech job, your income share agreement is ended. And you are confident within 2 to 3 months, you will get a job. Most of them get a job in 2 to 3 months. So our placement season starts the moment you complete the course, you would have lined up the company, and typically you have 4 rounds, right? It takes 3 or 4 days to complete that. One, in the event if you don't clear 1 company, 2 companies, it will take a little later. So 90% has been the placement rate, 6.95 has been the average CPC, and highest placement has been 22 lakh. The tech is in demand, and the kind of partnering companies that we have ongoing, placement should never be a problem. The challenge would be your commitment to do this. The challenge would be to adhere to the discipline. The challenge would be to have that burning desire in you to do that. If these things are done, you should not worry about it. Placement is a byproduct of your effort. So if you put effort, build the skill, placement will, not the other.
Yeah, thanks Yogesh. I think one last question, again anonymous. Part-time course ka how many hours a day commitment and
course commitment is 3 hours a day, 7 to 10 or 9 to 12, Monday to Thursday, and on a Saturday or a Sunday, 11 to 2. But apart from that, we expect you to do some practice session of an hour or 2 per day to build your skill. Keep in mind, This is not a semester exam. It is not like मैं exam के पहले इतना मार लूँगा and I will clear. It will not happen. Every unit you have to clear. So you have to build projects, build products. So it is a skill building. Every day you have to invest your time to build up. That's it.
Great. Yeah, Shubham is asking selection process for Masai.
Please take up the MSAT, which is based on math and logic, high school math and logic, permutation, combination, probability, relationships. These are the basic questions you have, along with typing test, typing speech test, and the difference. You also have a practice option there. 2 attempts are there. You clear, you come for our interview. During the interview, please demonstrate you are motivated to learn and both are important, right? And if you are done, you are in.
Yeah, thanks Yogesh, Mohammed, and Kritika. I think we are done with questions, quite a few. And yes, I think everyone, thanks for joining. On an ending note, I think I've shared some links in terms of details about our part-time program. You guys can just go to our website, get more details. If you still have queries, join our Telegram group. Our team will be there to support and help you understand it better. Or possibly you can also schedule some calls with our team, and we'll be able to guide you throughout this process. And last is campus ambassador piece. If any one of you are interested and want to join us in this mission and help us spread the word in college campuses, we'll be more than happy to speak to you and work with you. So yeah, I think on a final note, thanks again everyone for joining, and Yogesh, Hassan, and Kritika for a wonderful chat. I'm sure students would have taken a lot of key takeaways from here, and they are more than happy to reach out to both Hassan and Kritika over LinkedIn and chat 101 and kind of understand more. But thank you everyone. It was a wonderful session, and look forward to interacting with most of you over the next course of time. Yeah. Thanks,
Thank you,
everyone.
thank you, Bharat, and thank you, Hassan, for
Thank
journey,
you.
and best wishes to all of you. Look forward.